Hi everyone and welcome to THFC Till I Die, your home of Tottenham past, present and an exciting future under Ange Postecoglou, and welcome to Tottenham Team Talk, where we go over the Tottenham lineup, where we put it in, what we think of it, who do we think should be in, who we think should have been out, do we agree with Ange, and do we get our little pre-game thoughts before the game. Join me, of course, on Tottenham Team Talks. Of course, it's my usual watch-along co-host. Is a bit like, if I'm John Motson, he's a bit like Alan Hansen, I suppose, in the way that he sees the game. And he always says you can't win nothing with kids. But Philip, how are you this afternoon, sir?
Yeah, I'm grand. I'm still kind of scratching my head a bit at the team we're playing today, but we'll be talking about that now. But yeah, looking forward to this match. I think it's not a must-win game, but it's a should-win game.
It's a should-win game. And also joining us for every Tottenham Team Talk. If I can't do it, he will be hosting it with Philip, is the youngest member of our team. He's a bit like the Gary Lineker when he started coming into hosting, or maybe the little bit of Paul Merson, you could say, or somebody like that. It is Boris. Boris is going to kill me for saying that, but how are you, Boris, this afternoon?
Not too bad. I'll take the Gary Lineker one because I get to enjoy a lot of crisp there, but Mason, I would say retract that. But yeah, I'm not too bad. Glad to see, but yeah, let's see what happens with this team today.
Yeah, I mean, Paul Merson is Philip's favourite football pundit. He raves about him every Saturday or every night he speaks to me. He raves about him, don't you? You love him, Randy.
Yeah, I've got his picture up on my wall, you know.
Yeah. Well, you've been watching them Strictly Come Dancing soon.
Is
so
it?
You see him every,
oh,
yeah.
That should be good. Well, I always said he had two left feet. Now we'll be able to prove it.
Right. Well, this is the lineup as I quickly rush to Studio B. Studio C's for the watch along. It is a Vicario in goal. Porro is playing, thank God. He's now fit to play. We've got a back four, Porro, Romero, Van de Ven, and Destiny. This is where it gets interesting. We've got a midfield tree of Madison, Basuma, and Kulu. And then the front tree is Brennan Johnson, Sonny as a striker, and Odibar making his debut for Tottenham today on the right. Philip, very quickly before we get in about the lineup, impressed with it, happy with it? I can't see who the substitutes are, so if somebody can borrow some view.
Yeah, it's Forster, Spence, Davies, Dragusin, Gray, Saar, Bevel, Werner, and Richarlison.
Strong bench again.
Yeah, Philip, what do you think of the lineup?
Well, I said last night I wondered would Ange go with just one holding midfielder. And that's what he's done, basically. He's brought back Basuma into the fold. And I must say, it's a very attacking lineup. And we've really got 5 forwards in there when you think about it.
Yeah.
We've got Madison, Kulu, Johnson, Son, and Odegaard. Sorry. So I think he's looked at the Everton injury crisis and decided it's best to go for it here. And that's what we're doing. It's a brave decision. I possibly would have been a little bit more cautious. Bit more caution, maybe played Papa Sarr, but we'll see how it goes. It's certainly to dare is to do. That's the motto today.
Yeah, and Boris, what's your views? Before I give my views on the lineup,
I'd say I'm similar to Philip in the sense of it is a very attacking lineup, but I'm thinking like he's wanting to kill the game off a lot quicker and actually make sure we can actually kill a game off, unlike we did with Leicester, where that's why he's brought on a lot more attacking options. Where we see Kulusevski, Madison, Johnson, Son, and Odegaard. We see like how attacking that mindset is. Like I said, if Richarlison was match fit, I would have probably guessed Odegaard would be on the right, Son on the left, and Richie down the middle. But he's not match fit. We've got to wait probably the second half in regards to that.
Look. Yeah, my line, I think I'm surprised to Basuma in there. I think if you're trying to teach someone to the youngsters what Basuma's done, then I don't think he should be playing. But as I said last night, how long do you punish Basuma for? He is fit to play, and maybe he thinks he can do a job for us today. Brendan Johnson, for me, this is last chance saloon for him. He's done nothing. Look, I'm his biggest fan, and he's just proving me wrong all the time. Sonny up front doesn't work for me. I think even if I don't know for Charlton this bit, but I think not buying another striker has come back to bite us on the arse a bit. Good to see Odegaard making his debut today. I'm excited to see what he can do. Kulu, he should have been in the Leicester lineup. Great to see him in. And I think the back four and Vicario, it just picks itself. But I think the likes of Romero and that need to be switched on because Everton may be lacking in players, but they were not lacking fight and they were not lacking willingness to try and try and try. It is a very attacking lineup. It's very brave of Ange to go with this. So, Philip, look, let's start with Bissouma. He was banned for the one game for what he's done. We talked a bit of it last night. Do you agree with me that there's only so much punishment you can do to a player? Or do you think the way he rebuilds bridges with Ange and the team is due his performances on the pitch?
I would say what's happened this week is he's probably got his head down and trained like a tiger this week to try and get back into the good books, which I didn't think he'd be playing today, now, to be honest. But listen, I am not in favour of what he did. In fact, I feel, we should have offloaded him or offload him. But listen, I trust the manager. He sees what's going on in training. We don't. And he's obviously, Bissouma's done enough to earn his trust for this game, and let's hope he repays him. But the one thing is just, I'm leaving Bissouma to one side for a second. We bought Odegaard to cross the ball, right? But we've no one to cross it to now. We've no big striker in the middle. If Son is playing down the middle, do you know what I'm saying? Like Odegaard would have been ideal if Solanke or Carlson had been playing, but he's got nobody to aim at now, unless it's for corners or free kicks. I don't know. We'll see.
I don't know. I mean, before we get to you, Boris, I want to say big up to Colin Cost. It says, "Hi boys, our Celtic cousin certainly is attacking." It is. And big up to Chris Peters. Haven't seen you before, sir. Welcome. Please hit the like button and subscription button on our way to 2K. It really would help us. It says Johnson again. This manager rarely. And on the Johnson thing, Boris, I mean, look, I've been his biggest fan, but there's only so much you can play him. Surely to God, he needs to change it. And look, Johnson needs to prove today. If he doesn't perform today, then do you drop him for the next game?
I think you'd have to in that regard. You'd have to drop him and get him out of the lineup if he doesn't end up performing well, because we always saw with him, like during the first in the matches when he came on, he was always good when he came on as an impact sub. But for some reason, I think it's just because we haven't got another right winger, essentially, which is why, unless Kulu plays there, or which more than likely will end up being Odegaard playing there, but since Richarlison isn't fully match fit, that's why we haven't had a chance to play Odegaard on the right hand side, and whereas Kulu and stuff like that, it's just a big mess, really, like with injuries and stuff like that. And overall, as you said, this is probably their final game to prove himself to stay in the starting lineup. Not his final game for Spain in total, because we've obviously got to give him another season, but final game to prove himself to be solidified in that starting 11, like Vicario is Porro, Romero, Van der Ven, Udogie, and then it seems also Maddison is also. But overall, I'd say he's got a long way to go if he wants to keep himself in that lineup. He actually has to prove himself time he's worth today.
I mean, Philip, look, you saw how Maddison played. We didn't play well for 20, 30 minutes in the Leicester game. Are you surprised by how many changes he's made? Do you think Maddison should have been dropped? Do you think an Archie Gray and Bergville should have been brought in? Do you know? Where's your thinking behind that?
It wouldn't have surprised me if Bergvall was brought in, but I have to say, Maddison played very well for a majority of the game. I won't say all the game. He played well for the majority, especially in the first half. So I think that's done him enough to keep Ange to keep faith with him. But I do think possibly the way this is going to work, Bergvall will come on for him at a certain time during the match, providing we're winning and comfortable. I think the two of them are gonna obviously keep the legs fresh by not playing any longer than we have to. Archie Gray, I thought possibly would have started today. I really did think he would have started, but then again, he's young. He's only 18. He'll have his day, and we'll see.
Yeah. Big up to Tequila. Hello, panel. Big up Tequila. Me and Tequila, of course, we're on the half 5. Well, 5:15 with post-match live as well. As we bring you our instant game thoughts on the game. And look, as we can reapply for our memberships on Monday. They will become member shows as well. And we're looking to do them every Friday before the game at the weekend. So that's what we're looking to do. So Andy says, big up Andy in 135. Big up, hope you're doing well. So he says, Biss needs to activate beast mode today. He does. He really does for me. And I love the picture. Philip, the picture of Ange on his honkers, down on his knees.
He'll regret doing that.
If a man didn't look more dejected and more, what more do I have to do?
Yeah.
That was it,
it's
wasn't
one of those iconic pictures. He probably regret he made that pose later, but because it's been fed upon by fans of other teams big time, listen, he was disappointed. We all were disappointed. We should have had that game out of sight, But it shows you the passion the guy has. He mightn't show it during the match too much. He's not doing a Conte run up and down the line, but he's kicking every ball, even though he doesn't show us. If you know what I'm coming from,
It does. Tequila says, guys, I think this is a good question. We'll talk a bit about this. I think it's poor leadership by Ange for settling the standard for younger players on the pitch. Obviously, I hope it works out. This is about Pick and Basuma. Do you know? Why is he paying them today, Philip? I mean, you've seen football. I will come to you in a minute, Boris. I'm not trying to leave you out, but I'm just trying to tap into Philip's experience here and his knowledge, more experience than I have. But why is he doing it, Philip? I mean, he's done a serious crime. He's broken the law. Do you know? Is it one law for footballers and one law for us? Do you know? I don't get this.
No, like he's been punished. He had his 1 match suspension. He's obviously been fined by the club as well, which was kept in house, right? And as you said earlier, you can't drag it out forever.
I know that.
But Ange has done, and as I said, he's probably convinced him in training that he's the better option to play against a difficult midfield like Everton's instead of playing one of the kids. You need experience in that team as well as youth. And if we played Archie Gray or Bergvall in that game, possibly we might get overrun in the midfield because there's no experience in there. So that's probably why he's done it. Listen, time will tell whether Basuma could have the game of his life today. And then we'll be saying, great game. If he plays badly, he's going to get hung for it. So that's the way it's going to be.
I mean, you being a younger fan, Boris, younger than me and Philip, you've seen Spurs. Do you think us older fans look things a bit more seriously than you younger fans? And do you feel that we've dealt with it, clean slate, we'll move on? Is that how you feel? Have I got that sort of right?
Not really, no. We all think about the same ways. We just see I think in a way we also see stuff differently in that sense in regards to how long a punishment should be dragged out for and so on and so forth. Whereas I agree with you. If let's be honest, we all know if Bentancur wasn't injured during the match against Leicester, he would definitely be starting instead of Basuma. We all know that, and we know and we also have to remember as well the reason why probably Gray and Bergvall aren't starting is because of their age. It's their first season for both of them in the Premier League, and they still might not be used to the. Archie will be more used to the sort of physicality since he was playing week in, week out in the Championship and the Cups, but it still is a massive jump up as well from the Championship to the Premier League. Not as much as it is for Bergvall, since he's been playing in the Swedish division his short career so far. But I'd say overall, we've just got to. He's gonna get bashed at if he does poorly, like any player would, because he's and stuff like that. But if he does well, I do see the younger fan base as well not bashing him as much as some of the older fans like yourselves would do, because he still did break the law and stuff like that. And as you said, yes, it does seem like footballers are treated differently compared to normal people. Aspilicueta, when he got what he did, they hit and run essentially, and ended up costing a woman her life, a mother her life, and stuff like that. That's happened a lot, and like you don't really see anything happening from that. You don't see any arrests happening, none of that. And then, if that was any of us doing that, we'd be in jail right now. We'd be in jail for it right now, serving a sentence. Depending on where your country is, it could be 5, 10, 15 plus years for that sort of crime.
Yeah, I mean, look, I think, I get it that I know what I said last night. You can't keep punishing a player for the same thing, but I think there has to be some standard set. Philip, look, the front three. Does that worry you that we haven't got Richie isn't fit for full 90 minutes? We know Sonny isn't a striker, and he doesn't play best there. Are you worried that we didn't get another striker in the transfer window to cover in case Solanke got injured?
Not really. No point paying 60 million player for it. As I said earlier, once we signed Solanke, the chances of signing another top striker were minimal because he wouldn't want to come to sit on the bench. So you can't legislate for a player getting injured in his first game when he went the entire season without an injury last season. It's just one of these things that happened. He'll be back for next week, so it's only a one-match thing. This isn't going to be a regular occurrence. And
well, we don't know when he'll be back.
He's not serious, so it'll not be too long. Richie will be fit again. Richie was fit to come on, so he can't be that far off full fitness. We'll probably see him at some stage today as well against his old team. So no, I'm not too worried. No, I'm not too worried. I'm surprised in a way, as I said, Odegaard playing, but with no target man up front. That's why I'm more surprised at that.
So would you play Kulu in that false 9?
Yeah, I would have done, but that means I would have played. What I would have done, my team would have been Kulu playing the false 9, right? Johnson left out, and someone like maybe Archie Gray or Bergvall to come in and make up that extra midfielder.
You see, for me, I would have put Sonny with Johnson on Odegaard and Kulu. That would have been my front three. Sonny's best when he's on the wing, in my opinion.
Well, he was good in the first half on Monday, but not great in the second. So, no, I mean, let's say Sonny's always going to score goals. So, call him not a striker is a bit maybe unfair. He's not a target man, but he is a very good goal scorer. So,
Tequila says lack of options to play 6 obviously played a big role in the decision. Big up to DJ Samuel. Come on, you Spurs. Big up, DJ. Tequila says roll on Monday. Pray to the YouTube gods, everyone. Yes, play to the root. Yeah, we can reapply again. So keep your fingers crossed. Johnson is scoring today. I have faith in him. My faith.
He's got more faith than you, Dermo, right now in Johnson.
I'm losing my faith in Johnson. I am really losing.
Considering how much you backed him last season from what we all saw.
Keep the faith, lads. Keep the faith.
I'm sorry, Philip. I can. He's let me down too much.
Okay, when he scores a hat-trick today, I'll throw that back at you, right?
Yeah, great. You can do, and I'd be happily for you to throw it at me, and I'd be happy. But Philip, when people were slagging him off, I was the one that stuck by him. Even you said last season he should be dropped for some games, and I said no, Philip.
I'm a great believer in. We're one game into the season. People take time to bed in. He could play a stormer today.
How long does he need?
I prefer to judge players after a few games, not just one. And forget about last season. No, forget about last season. It's history. It's now we have to worry about.
No, you have to. It's not like he's just come in this summer. He's been here for a whole year. He should be enough. He should be up to speed with ANGE ball. He should know what he's doing. And for me, he's a good impact player. He can come off the bench and change a game. I think that's what he's good at. But he can't last 90 minutes, and that's worrying. We've got Colin Cross. Everton would be physical, perhaps too much for Gray. Maybe. I think Archie Gray's a tough little player. I think Archie Gray would have been a good game for Gray today, actually, to be fair. No one would care about Biss when he scores. Patrick Quetta has done far worse than Biss, and he's still playing.
That's very true. I mean, that guy had to bet on himself to get booked in 3 different matches, and he's still playing. Yeah, that's a disgrace. He should be banned for life. Never mind one match.
Is that then the Premier League and the FA's fault then for not?
I don't know whose fault it is, but somebody is sitting on their hands there. It's a Manchester job all over again.
Yeah,
he's probably blowing £10,000 bottles worth of bubbles. To be honest, if he's been betting on himself that much.
And don't forget the Barney the Dinosaur toy as well. He must, he gave that as well. Now, this is an English joke. It's not an Irish thing, but apparently Tequila says it's an English joke. He has WhatsApp. He said it's a Keir Starmer thing, two-tier Keir.
I know exactly what he means.
Yeah, I do. I think I've got it now. Two Keir, Ange. He is joking, by the way. Tequila is very much Ange in. He just wants to see Ange back properly. And
I think that's what everybody does, though, to be honest. Everybody wants Ange to be back properly.
But I do wonder, and he is Ange in. He did say English people will understand that, and he did put it straight afterwards. So it's a joke from Tequila. Yeah, go on, Philip.
Could I just nip away for 2 minutes? I've got an issue with my TV. I just need to go and fix it to make sure I can get the match. We're back in 2 minutes, okay?
Yeah, because I need to pop off in about 5 minutes so I can get the watch along sorted. Where are we, Boris? We are here. Would you keep Velez to be? I would have kept Velez, to be honest, wouldn't you?
Honestly, I don't know really, because we've also got to think we've got somebody else as well who could, around similar age as Velez, in our under-21s, who's an amazing youngster, that being Lancashire.
Yeah. I mean, look, the question goes to you as well. I mean, I would have kept. Look, I think another striker would have helped us. I
don't think we can really do three. It's like goalkeepers. You can't do more than two main first team. You can only have one first choice keeper, and like strikers, you can only really have two first choice strikers. Like I'd say. That's why it's good that we didn't sell Richie, because if Solanke ended up getting injured, we've got Richie to back us up. Unfortunately, he hasn't had match fitness completely, but he's been training with the first team for the past couple of weeks, so he has been fit and active and stuff like that. It's just that he can't play the full 90 minutes so far, which is why I see Son playing that, and I do see Odebert probably playing the full 90 as well. And actually, once Richie gets on, we've got that target man for what Odebert's that good at. Because Odebert's also amazing at taking on his own man as well. So something what everybody says we don't have in our wingers. He's literally known for doing that.
Yeah. Now there's a bit of news coming out, and I don't know how true this is. This is only speculation at the moment, but Tottenham are eyeing a move for Barcelona defender Andres Christian. Now, Barcelona do want Reguilon as well, so that's something to keep an eye on, guys. That might happen, but we have to wait and see. Let's go through the chat here very quickly. Rather than sending him to Spain, no, I agree with you, Tequila. I think we should have kept him. We should have loaned him out to more of a championship side than a Spanish side. Get him used to the English game. Tequila, even though Velez is a slabhead, probably needed a third choice. He's very charming with his words, Tequila. We'll give him that.
Slabhead is known a lot in the English national team, anyways, because we've got a Slabhead as one of our best English defenders right now, that being Maguire. He's known as the Slabhead.
That's true. Velez probably okay for the role, but I don't think. Oh yeah, I get what you mean. Now, big up to Aaron. He says, "Hi everyone, hope you're keeping well. I think Spurs midfield will have too much pace for Everton. I think it will." The Keeler says, "Let's sign him, Carl. Good shout. Yeah, Andres Christian as well. I think that's going to be a great shout if we can get him."
He's a Chelsea boy, though. You have to remember he did go from Chelsea to Barca.
Yeah, but if Barca want Reguilon, do you know? Okay, we'll give you Reguilon, and we give you say 15 million. You give us Christian in return.
If you give us we'll give you Reguilon. If you give us Rafinha, that's what I'd say.
Yeah, that's not a bad shout either, actually, because he's looking to move as well. He's looking to. Yeah. Carl Simpson said, "Who can last 90 minutes like 3 minutes and 87 minutes recovering exactly?" We've got there. Brighton have just scored, so Brighton are 2-1 up, I think, against Manchester United. Colin will not be happy. Big up to Neil Shafton. Big up, Neil. Hope you're doing well, he says. Sticky toffee pudding time. It's one on the menu today. I'll be having that. After my dinner today, I'll be having a bit of sticky pudding. Do you know toffee pudding, Colin? Boris, you got to have that.
You've got to have it after. You've got to have it after an Everton smashing.
Yeah, you do. United lost. Wow. United lose. United beat United. Brighton beat United. Wow. Colin will not be happy. Good afternoon, says Hot God 10. Expect a good win today. Now, I would need to pop off, but Philip's not here. And I can't leave Paul Boris doing the show on his own because I take the lineup with me. So I'm going to have to stay on here as long as I can because I've got a watch along to set up. So, Boris, can I ask you to take over the stream for a little while?
Yeah, sure.
Philip will be back. I need to go, guys. It takes me a good 20 minutes to get together put together the watch along, get the stream I need up as well, up and running, make sure that works. So I have to pop off. So if you can, if you don't mind, this is Boris's debut. Tequila, if you're watching, if you can pop on for 5 minutes, I really would appreciate it. Oh, he's back. You don't need to, Tequila. He's back.
I was only going to be a couple of minutes, though. I told you to be back.
Yeah, it's just
you're going at 22, aren't you?
No, I'm going now. Have to.
Go on. No, I have an issue with my stream for the match, so I don't know whether I can get it or not. I'll know in a few minutes.
Yeah. Okay. Well, listen, guys. Keep the guy going on the court to tree or 23. Then that's when the guys will be off, leaving it in the hands of the Godfather himself. You know, he will put the words right. Philip, thank you so much, guys. We'll see you at quarter to 3. All come over for the watch along. Come on, you Spurs in Big Ange. We trust.
I see Brighton are after beating Manchester United with a very late goal there, so that's interesting. Yeah,
and it seems it wasn't offside either. So from what it looks like, yeah.
I'll tell you, the United fans will go up in arms tonight about that.
Oh yeah, they'll be coming out with pitchforks like some Spurs fans were at pitchforks with Ange, to be honest.
Yeah, well, I mean, I think United's have more cause to his troubles, have issues with their manager than we do at the moment. But anyway, that's another day's work. So let me see now. What have we got? 30 minutes to go to kick off. The Everton side, we haven't really discussed the Everton side.
I've got it here now if you want me to go through it.
No, I have it here in front of me. It's Pickford in goal, Myelenko, Keane, Tarkovsky, who was a doubt, and Dixon, the back four, Guay and Iro Gabunum, that's a new one, in the midfield, McNeil, Dukura and Harrison in midfield, and their forward three, and Calvert-Lewin up front. And they've got our James Maddison's favourite player, Neil Maupay, on the bench. They did not.
I honestly forgot he was I honestly forgot he was an Everton player. I forgot he was on loan at Brentford. I thought he just actually was a Brentford player.
No, I think the Everton fans have forgotten about him as well. He's a bit of a troublemaker.
A bit of a something housery.
Yeah, he is. So I'd say he's the Matty Cash. He's the Matty Cash of Everton. You know. Yeah. So anyway, hopefully he won't get a chance to come on today. But the players they're missing that Braithwaite lad, the centre back, the very good one. Chermiti ankle injury. Seamus Coleman, a calf injury. Joe Garner, calf injury. Patterson, thigh injury, and Ashley Young was sent off last week, so he's missing. So they are down to the bare bones, really. Their subs bench still not too bad. They've got the likes of Mason Holgate, Maupay, Ndiaye, and that's about it, really.
They've got Beta as well.
Beta, yeah. Beta. You know, I mean, let's face it. Like we should. This is a game we should win. And we have a very, very good Premiership record against Everton.
Yeah,
they've only beaten us once in the last God knows how many games, I think, you know. So, but I'm expecting them to come and park the bus a little bit. I don't see them being too expansive against us.
Yeah, well, they are a low block inside, and from what it looks like with Leicester, we are starting to see how to break down low blocks as well from the players.
Yeah. I mean, the press against Leicester, I know a lot of it's been overlooked now because of the result, but I thought the press against Leicester was excellent. We didn't give them any time on the ball. And it was as good a press as I've seen from a Tottenham team ever, I think, you know. And it's just a pity we couldn't have finished those chances that we got, and we wouldn't be having all this angst about, you know, sort of backbiting and shouting that Ange is this and Ange is that and should have done this and should have done that. We'd be sitting there pretty with 3 points, probably top of the table on goal difference. as it happens now.
I think, yeah. If we actually converted all of our chances, yeah, we would be, because Brighton were 3 goals up.
Yeah, they beat Everton 3-0 last week. It was Everton's worst start to a Premiership match at home, I think, ever.
Honestly, the one team I'm actually unsure and actually scared of this season out of every other team is Brighton.
Yeah, they've a great policy of recruiting players no one's ever heard of and then turning into a real good players.
Not even just that, like the manager as well. Like how young he is, and the fact is he literally led a tier 3 team to the Bundesliga and straight away left for Brighton. He's a big unknown in football, and like you can see his style of play, and he's beating teams like Manchester United.
Very true. Yeah, very true. Yeah,
and destroying Everton 3-0 as well.
Yeah, I know. Well, anyway, listen, I don't know when we play them, actually. I don't know if we're playing them late on in the season or early in the season, but they gave us a bit of a turnover around Christmas last year. Remember, we were 4-0 down at one stage and brought it back to 4-2 in one of our worst ever performances last season. So, we'll see how Brighton get on. But again, I like to see teams like that coming through. We get fed up with the same old suspects there. You know, it's good to see a team like Brighton coming through. And let me see, is there anything else? Any other football news that we can talk about? There's a bit of a demonstration at the game today on the 65th minute, protesting about the withdrawal of the senior concessions. So they're asking people to turn their back, I think, on 65 minutes. So that'll be interesting to see if that happens. And
I kind of don't agree with that, because it's more disrespectful to the players. Like, I agree with the concessions shouldn't be taken away, but if you turn your back on your players, it kind of is a bit disrespectful in a way, because they don't have any control over that in any regards to it.
Oh, that's true. That's very true. I mean, there's time and a place for as you say, protests like that. But they've obviously orchestrated it to have it at the first home match of the season. That's when it's going to happen. But whether it's successful or not, well, the cameras probably won't even show it unless it's really widespread. So, we'll have to wait and see what happens there. And let's see, what else is there? I'm trying to think of any other relevant Tottenham news that could have came through. The under 18s had a big win this morning. They
5-1.
5-1. They were one each at half time, so they really came good in the second half. And the under 21s the other day beat Bristol Rovers in the EFL Cup, which is really good. Will Lancashire scored again, as did Mikey Moore. So that's why they weren't in the squad for Monday night. They were playing in that match for the under 21s.
Yeah, and from what it looks like, is Mikey Moore's advanced to the under 21s as well as the first team.
Yeah, he's got a first team number, so he's going to be there or thereabouts, So, not bad for a 17-year-old, isn't it, really?
Exactly.
He's really good now. And one thing I hope today now that the crowd get behind the team. There's good atmosphere in the ground, because I don't think Spurs teams perform well when the atmosphere is flat. They seem to go off the boil a little bit. So it's up to the fans to help them along today. And here's to hopefully what's going to be a big win. And if we don't get a win today, then I think it's tin hat time for the next few days, because the knives are going to be out again, and it's going to be the same old stuff that we had after Leicester. And let's hope not, because we have a couple of tough games coming with Newcastle away and Arsenal at home in the next 2 matches, which is neither are easy games. Looking back at last season, the results we had against them. I know we beat Newcastle well at home, but they hammered us over their place.
Well, we just got to remember, though, we've still got one more point than Chelsea, and it took them till the 50th minute to get a goal against top flight Swiss side.
Yeah, that's right. They struggled, didn't they, against Servette? Yeah,
because Servette actually had quite a few shots on targets as well during that match.
Well, they'll probably go through, though. I would imagine the couple will go through. So
if they don't, that'll be the most shocking thing about it.
Absolutely. And then they actually could end up in the same group as our Irish team here, Shamrock Rovers, who look like they're going to be in that Conference League quarter group stages, which is big for them. And it'll give the Chelsea fans, at least probably guaranteed 2 points anyway, 3 points. So, Bart, I think we're going to finish it off. I know maybe a couple of minutes early, but I have an issue with my TV that I need to sort out before we go back on again.
Yeah, no worries.
What we'll do, lads, we'll be back in about 10 to 3. in the Studio D. I think we're in there. We're moving studios. You think
We're in one of the studios. We don't know which one though.
We're going to get a taxi to stay in Studio D. We'll be back with Dermot at about 10 to 3 for the Spurs versus Everton watch along. So, Boris, thanks for this. We'll see you We'll see you later.
See you later.
And enjoy the match, I hope. And here's to a big Spurs win. And as always, as we always finish off with, come on, you Spurs. He said, looking for the closing music.